best not miss. Listen, shout out to all of my day ones and my stay ones in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Listen, salute to Frankie Mac, definitely in this thing. One of my stay ones. Been here since he been here. They said what? What happened, man? But listen, we definitely have a hot show for you guys today. I want to talk to you guys about something that, like most of our shows, they're not really like other people's shows. They're not what's the latest trending topic is. You see, our shows aren't like that. Our shows are usually geared towards the issues that we need to address in our personal lives to enhance our personal lives. Like, listen, I'm going to say this. I'm a man's advocate. I'm a man's advocate. It doesn't mean I don't love women. But when I say I'm a man's advocate, I'm talking about, listen, the things that men have to go through are tough. I'm talking about for real. And then the things that men pull off, they don't get any reward for it. Listen, I want to help you guys understand something that you've quite possibly never thought about before. I want to help you guys understand something that you have not pondered. Not from a realistic perspective, you haven't pondered this, right? I want you to think from the perspective, oh, okay. I want you guys to think about this from the perspective of whoever it is that you know. I don't care whoever it is that you know. Girlfriend, a close friend. I don't care who it is. I want you to look at some of the most successful women that you know. I want you to vision some of the most successful women that you know. I want you to think about their cars. I want you to think about their homes. I'm talking about these homes. Whenever you walk into her house, this joint is air conditioned for real. I want you to think about all of the things that these women have and then ask yourself, how on God's earth can these very women who utilize everything that men have built to make their lives easier, how on God's earth can you hear people talking bad about the patriarchy? I'm going to study more about the patriarchy because there's some parts that I'm missing outside of an imperfect world. The patriarchy gave women their rights to vote and work. And there's a war today against women, between women and the patriarchy. For those of you who don't know, patriarchy is just a society dominated by men. Right? So I love women. I truly do. And I have empathy for women. I have respect for women. But damn, how much is expected out of men? Listen, we have had women come up on this show and admit just being a good man is not good enough anymore. They've said it out of their mouths. They've said it out of their mouths. And listen, the worst part about that is they're not only saying it out of their mouths, they're demonstrating it. They're demonstrating it with you know what, I'm going to go ahead. This is not enough light for me for some reason. I think we need a little bit more to set it off today. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. What did I do to my... Right? But listen, what I want to talk to you guys about today, well, we might as well kick Instagram off. The topic of today's show, women love these types of men. I am going to break down to you guys. I think one thing that people respect about the show, we've been doing it for 4 years too, but I think one thing that people respect about this show is you can go fact check the things that are being said. There's never anything that's being said on this platform that's going to make the average man say, that was crazy as hell. Where did he get that? You'll never see me that far away from home plate. Never. It won't happen. Okay, it's time to get to the show. Let's go. Okay, plug that up. Plug this up. But listen, this is what I want to talk to you guys about today. I want to talk to you guys about the cheat code to becoming a ladies' man. This is guaranteed. Most people know it, but the work that is required takes you so far out of your way to where most people say, well, I'm just not going to do it, right? But that's what we're talking about. We're talking about today the cheat code to becoming a ladies' man. These are the caliber of men that no group of women can resist. And I think the reason that I'm qualified to speak on it is because I've went through a simp phase before. I've went through a phase to where I wasn't doing as good as my cousins with women. I'm trying to be nice and all of these things. My cousin, I idolize this brother. My cousin, he would literally have girls in the car. Girl, I do this, and that. Boy, stop acting like you working with something. Well, let me see then. My cousin was the type, he'll just pull it out in front of her. And I'm stuck thinking that how we do this is being real nice. Don't be rude to the women. Listen, you do that.
Dead man walking.
There's no way that you will survive being nice, especially to today's women. Today's women do not desire what you were taught women want in a man. If you will not stand your ground, even against them, they will not respect you. Listen, a woman who has a man she can punk, it's cool for her because it gets her her way. It gets her the gifts. It gets her everything that she wants. But the part about that relationship that she appreciates, it's the gift and the giving part. The part she doesn't appreciate about it is she will never be able to respect you. Never. What a lot of you don't know is a certain caliber of woman, she will test you. She will do something to see if you're one of the type of men who will just let a woman treat him any type of way. And she cannot respect you. Listen, what we're going to talk about today, I'm going to be honest with you. Women have destroyed the natural process that is used to turn boys and young men into men. The first cheat code is having a father in our lives and observing him as we grow up. That is the first cheat code. But needless to say, that's the part where I said women cheated us out of it. Right? That's what I'm talking about. There are elements that turn a young boy into the caliber of man that most women have always been attracted to and never been able to resist. There's a process that young boys go through in order to become a certain caliber of man. Let's get women all the way out of this, because you're not becoming this to impress women. You're becoming this because it's what the world requires of men in order for it to grade us well. The world will not grade us well if we are not equipped with the skills that assist us in not just passing the test, but becoming above average in most of the things that we do. And these are the women who inadvertently, although not doing these things to impress the women, but the men who have done this thing, the men who have taken themselves through a certain degree of fire, these are the men women cannot resist. Why do you think when women hear that a man has been to prison, it turns them on? Because it is proved that you have went to a realm, a corridor, or a layer of confrontation that most people are afraid of. So it automatically, in her eyes, creates a mystery, a mystique about all of the experiences that you've experienced while you were in prison, right? It's the same as how a lot of the young kids marvel at all of the guys who live in Chicago, because their understanding is, if you've lived where we've heard all of those bad things happen, boy, you must have escaped a lot of landmines. I wonder what that person has seen. Boy, they're blessed to have made it out alive. Right? And it creates an intrigue about you. It creates a marvel about you. And the truth of the matter is, people who have seen deeper levels of poverty typically do come out more refined than people who have been coddled by life. They typically do. It's just what it is. Listen, there are people who have been in DRUG raids, and some of you guys have bonded people out. Some of your boyfriends, some of your brothers. You guys have people in your life who the task force conducted an operation, and some of your loved ones went down, right? Some of these men are corporate ladder material. Just how they maneuvered in the streets, just how they knew how to advertise their product when they had a better one, just how they knew how to organize and manage people. Trust and believe. People who have got down at that next level in the streets, as far as being a street pharmacist, you can best believe that there is a place for them in the corporate world just due to all of the navigating that they've had to do in order to make sure that their operations were running smoothly. For those of you who are familiar with the DRUG game, that is a real business. It is real. There's a multitude of things that you have to address and confront that is the exact same equivalent to what is being addressed and confronted in the corporate world. There is at least 1,000 people, let's say black men, in prison right now who, if we let them out and we gave them opportunities on marketing and corporate level, they were already doing that. They were already doing it. My point is, there are elements that turn a young boy into the caliber of man that most women have always been attracted to. It simply is. And being that you don't have a father to show you the steps and the natural process of becoming a man, you're going to have to hotwire and jumpstart the process into activation. You didn't get it the way it was naturally supposed to be. So you're going to have to jumpstart and hotwire the process into activating itself and turning you into what you're supposed to be turned into. Because let's get this straight now. Turbulence, people. Men are modern day fucking superheroes. There's nobody who can prove me wrong. The things that men who are operating at a man level can pull off, it goes beyond what the human mind can conceive. Men in America have been tricked intentionally into forgetting that you are a superhero. People have brought cars into your garages. Have had cars towed to your garage. A week later, because of you, that car is purring like you can't even hear that it's turned on down the street. You guys do that. You guys have been tricked into forgetting how amazing you are. One part that was used into tricking you was not giving you what was needed to even turn you into it in the first place. The amazing part about today's show is there's no expiration date on it. Some of you who are 30, 40, and 50 years old with daddy issues, arrested development, you still desire attention that you were robbed of when you were younger. You still do little childish things. Today, we're going to give you the steps to jumpstart your own developmental process into becoming who you were supposed to become. That's the amazing thing about men. When you always hear people talking about, listen, I'm going to give you guys, we're going to go ahead and start showing the clips. Those of you on Instagram, you want to be a part of the show and see the videos that we're going to put up, come on over here to YouTube at The Real Stacey Prince. If you want to see the videos that we're about to play, I'm going to show you what happens when men are around. I'm going to show you the magic that men are capable of. I didn't forget. I knew what I was capable of. And I knew that it was too big to stay in the small town that I'm from. There's things inside of men that if they ever get stirred up good enough, you'll see traits of a man coming out of that man because it's in his DNA. Some people The portion of them that was supposed to be dominant, the portion of them that was supposed to be written about in books, the portion of them that was supposed to be mentioned generation after generation, it's in there, but it's lying dormant. Some of you can do things that cause you to forget not only who you are, but who you were supposed to be. Sometimes it's a relationship that can thwart and cause you to deny yourself the privilege of walking who it is that you are. You'll catch yourself bending to the will of your woman more often than you should. The things that the man inside of you taps you on the shoulder and tells you, hey, it's time for us to go do that. One of the man things, whatever it is. You don't want to cheat yourself out of doing those things, because those are the things that are our man exercising muscles that keep us in shape as men, not physically, but mentally. We have to do the things that our forefathers did that turned them into the caliber of men that everybody knew was a man. We don't do those things anymore. I'm going to say this again, people. Today, we're going to give you the steps to jumpstart your own developmental process in becoming the man that you were supposed to be. And when you hear the first part, you're going to be mind blown at how simple it sounds. Right? First, we have to define what a man is. And this part will be relatively simple, because even women are saying things like, where are the men like back in the days, men? So that lets us know that by everyone's standard, even women's standard, what we saw in our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers was the bar of what a man is. In order to reactivate this gene in you, look no further. Here's the part that I told you guys you would be shocked when I tell you what the only thing is that you have to do to refine yourself as a man. In order to reactivate this gene inside of you, look no further than doing what men did. We're not doing that anymore. We're calling a man somebody else's man when it's time for our toilet to flush, but it won't. You are calling someone who refined themselves in the business of being a man to come do the things that you as a man should know how to do. Now, I'm not going to go crazy and say everyone's a handyman, but I'm saying you should at least try. That's why so many of you are unattractive to today's women. Women definitely have a point in saying that a lot of men aren't masculine today. They definitely have a valid reason to be saying that. We know it. I'm going to say this again. You have to look no further. Wow. You look no further than doing what men did. Confrontation was common, which is a cure for being shy, lacking confidence, and not being assertive or masculine. It's the reason that I've often suggested to every boy, to every one of you, that every boy needs to have been through at least one fight or two fist fights in their life. That's a personal belief of mine. That's a personal belief of mine. I believe every man should have been through at least one, to be honest, two fist fights in their life. It introduces us to the concept that everything is not going to go our way. Men have different realities than women do. That's why the biggest thing that's getting women in a lot of trouble today is they're trying to compare themselves to men. I have a clip. I'm not even going to get into that because it'll throw me off. But even Kendra G lately said, you don't hear men telling 50 Cent, 50 got all this money. When he going to start looking for a woman? We don't need a woman like you need a man. A man is essential for the survival of women. Protector. There will never be anything that women can provide for a man that is essential in him surviving the rest of his days out. You literally need us. That's why it is commonly said, You ain't got you no man yet, girl? That's why that's commonly said, because it's a threat to your life outcome to not have a man. Right? But 50 Cent on the other end, if anarchy breaks out in the streets, having a woman's not going to aid or assist him in that moment when it's time to get out there and let that thing fly. Yet flip that script. When anarchy breaks out in the streets, a woman having a man will assist her in surviving. That's one of the biggest things. You guys keep comparing yourselves to us when we have two completely different purposes here on earth. Men are required to go through things that assist us in dealing with those tough moments in life that come men's way when it is time for us to confront it. God has laid it out clear to us that we're going to go through something as men. And we are supposed to be equipped with the tools that are necessary to combat those moments. That's why I tell you, men need to have been through something. It introduces us to the concept that everything is not going to go our way. And the sooner that we develop that as a belief system, the higher our accuracy becomes in navigating through the world from a realistic perspective. Which is why you see, listen, if you look at women today, they were raised the exact opposite of men, right? Women have always been raised that the world will cushion their falls, and it does for the most part. When women fall off the bicycle, the parents rush to the, oh, you're okay, baby. Yes, mommy. Oh, and she'll pour it on just the more. That's enough to go get you one of those popsicles that you've been told you couldn't have for another 2 weeks. That right there will get it. But when the boys fall off at the bike, hey man, stop all of that damn crying. Get up and try it again. Men have to be forged into what is required for us to get through life. There is a thing that is required for men to get through life. Because if we are not equipped with certain skills, life gets really hard on us. It gets really hard. But women have always been raised that the world will cushion their falls. That the rules don't always apply to them like they apply to everybody else. That they can get out of speeding tickets by simply unbuttoning a top button of a blouse, right? That they could smack a man and be safe doing it because society says regardless it's wrong for a man to respond to a woman violently. The fallout from these teachings and this concept is as women turn into adults, to an extent, these rules start disappearing. These rules start disappearing, and then they are confronted as an adult with things that they are foreign to them, things that they've never had to confront. They start beginning to having to deal with things that are foreign to them. They do have to address confrontations that they didn't want to have to address. And oftentimes, because this was not introduced to them when they were young, when they have to face these situations as adults, women often fail. They often fail. Look at how chronically they are easily persuaded to have multiple babies by multiple different men. Listen, let's go. Turbulence, people. Piece of shit men. Think about it. That's them not being equipped for that moment. But my point is, men have never had the luxury of that false reality, which is why our understanding of reality is so much more accurate than women's today. But back to what I was saying. I believe that every man needs to have experienced one or two fist fights throughout their lifetime. This is where a lot of your confidence will come from. This is where you will learn to be assertive and stand firm on your beliefs. Your beliefs need to be stood firm on. It creates a boundary line that people are not allowed to cross. If you equipped your boundary line with the proper things, you will walk through this planet almost only experiencing pleasant experiences from other human beings because there's a boundary line. You have a boundary line that says people are not allowed to curse me out and yell at me. People are not allowed to put their hands on me. I don't loan money out. I don't loan my car out. Once you establish a set of boundaries that you stand firm on, the boundary lines serve as guidelines for you to make it through life on. These are things that you won't compromise, right? And listen, don't worry. To some of you who have never experienced confrontation, like fist fights and things like that, I have an amazing alternative for you. A boxing gym membership. I want to show you guys something. Should I jump ahead of the thing? No, I'm not going to. A boxing gym membership is essential for men who were not raised with a father. It is essential for men who were not raised inside of structure and discipline. I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, or 50. Men must be able to address tense situations. Some of you wonder how getting a boxing gym membership will prevent a lot of the inadequacies in you as a man. For one, once you experience certain things and develop certain abilities, you will have every justification to feel like you're not an average Joe. You won't listen. I'm going to tell you guys something. Turbulence, people. This is hands down, no question about it. The overwhelming majority of you do not want any type of smoke with a person who has been training at a boxing gym for 3 months. Guaranteed. The average of you do not want an altercation with someone who only has 3 months of training at a boxing gym. And I would advise you not to. For one, once you experience certain things and develop certain abilities, you will know who you are. You will know the improvements that have been made in your life. You will know better than anybody what you're capable of. Because I'm telling you guys something. A person who has trained in a boxing gym for even 2 to 6 months is not an average man. And he will usually be able to defeat the average man in a multitude of areas, especially physically. There will be secrets that you've never heard of, as simple as how to swing the ball of your foot in the direction that you're throwing a punch in order to put more power behind your punch. You will not be ready for that. You won't be ready for that. You will not be ready for a person who knows a 3-punch combination and has already been trained and developed the skill set to every time he or she throws a punch to instinctively pull a guard up. In case you do get lucky and throw a punch, it was combated. You are not ready for this type of confrontation. And listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. You may never have to use your skill set, but it will increase several of the qualities about you that women like about men, because you will know who you are. You will know who you are. I tell you what. Any of you who have I don't care if he's 50 years old, any of you who have a relative who's between the ages of 20 and 50, go to the gym and play with him. You will see elements taking place that will make you say, I have a different degree of respect for boxers now. Count punches are memorized so that in a person's head, before they throw the punches at you, 3 punches down the line, they know what the next move they should be doing with their right arm is. You can't compete against that. Once you are taught even a small amount of these things, it will be painfully clear to you and your consciousness that you have an edge on the average man, that you are not normal. You will know that. It will translate into your behavior. You will develop the ability to let friends know that they've been joking at your expense for too long. You will develop the ability to stand up for yourself because you will have all of the tools that allow your consciousness know I'm justified in standing up for myself. You would develop the ability to know when it's time to speak out that somebody close to you or somebody, period, is trying to manipulate you. And here's the nail in the coffin. They're not going to just let you jump in there and train. They'll make you get in shape for about 30 days, but after that, you'll be able to get in the ring with their fighters and spar with them. Once you do that, you've done something that even you will know the overwhelming majority of people are scared to do. Confidently put themselves into harm's way. Volunteer to put yourself in a situation where you have to face confrontation and conquer fear. Even just you guys listening to this, it should already start sounding like I'm describing a person who's probably not a pushover. I'm not talking about just knowing that you can whip somebody's ASS. I'm talking about the confidence that you will have developed by knowing that you went in and got a gym membership and turned yourself into something completely different than what you were when you walked in there. You'll know all of the improvements that you've gained. Our forefathers blazed the trail and made a cookie cutter that shows us how men are made. Those of you who were raised without your father or a father figure, there's things that you need to go back and correct, right? And those of you who have children, these things need to start being instilled in them right now so that they don't suffer the way you suffer from not having a father figure, from not being able to put your microscopic lens over the word leader. Do you know the benefits in living with a fucking leader? You won't be average. You will be able to glance over there and just look at how he sits. Look at how he responds when him and my mom gets into it. Look at how he responds when mom pulls up with a car full of groceries. Do you know the privilege that is embodied in being able to witness what leadership looks like? You will be steps ahead of the average person. Steps ahead. You will be hard to compete with. Whoa, that's not cool. That's not cool. So while this is doing this, let me see if we can get some better sound quality to Instagram. Listen, those of you who have children, these things must be instilled in them right now. You don't want them missing certain developmental stages that you missed. Some of you guys are being affected by steps that you missed when you were 10 years old, being affected by it 30 years later. That's crazy work. That's why these things need instilled in your kids now so that they don't have to go through what you went through. Not having a dad and having to figure out everything on their own. Most people, if they address this issue first, it's going to trickle down into their dating life as a benefit. Right? I'm going to say something else that a lot of people aren't talking about today. You guys need to stop calling people so much to come do things that men have always done. Yes, there's cause for us to be more efficient when we can and do something that will save us some time. But you don't want to shortchange the shortcut. You don't want to shortchange and shortcut the process of doing things that will exercise your man muscles. Mow your own yard. Anytime something goes wrong or breaks, the first thing that comes to your mind should not be call the repairman. The first thing should be for you to see if it's an issue that you can address or fix, especially now that we have YouTube. You guys are shortchanging yourselves out of all of the elements that turn us into the best version of man that we can be. Right? Come on, TikTok. Those of you who were on TikTok, the phone died. It should be powering back up. All right. Listen, to be honest, you guys aren't really supposed to feel like men if you're not doing man things. You're not supposed to feel like men if you're not doing man things. There's research that will back up the fact that people with the harshest backgrounds, poverty level, things like that, are the men that women are most attracted to. You know why? Because they didn't even have the ability to skip the process that turns boys into men. Myself included. I was not afforded the luxury of evading harsh circumstances. And harsh circumstances and tough decisions are what make men who they are supposed to be. Oh, that's probably going to die again. Are you going to die on us? Listen, let me see, where are my people at over here? Where are my show supporters, people? We have not had one super chat, one cash app. It's close to an hour we've been up here. If you love the show, if you rock with the show, support the show, people. That's one of the ways we let everybody know we one of the hottest show online. TikTok is giving us problems, people. I'm trying to let you up, TP. There she goes.
God.
Talk to me. Tell me how your day is going.
Hey, pretty. Not so good.
Look,
Today's
what
good.
the hell? Look, she hurried up and remembered who she was talking to. First, it went from amazing. Well, not so good. Listen, we don't play that. We don't play that.
No, my day has been blessed.
Okay.
It's been blessed.
Okay.
My kids have had a good day. I've had a good day.
Okay. Because listen, the cool part about the things that go wrong is as long as we're still alive, we can fix them. So,
that part.
Talk to me. What you disagree with? What you disagreements about the show?
I don't disagree with anything, honestly. I mean,
do you believe that there's an extreme shortage of manly behaving men?
If there is, I haven't seen them. No, I think there's a large group of men who feel unneeded and unwanted.
That's good. I don't even want you to go there because that'll take us to a whole different place that needs talked about. But you're definitely right.
I'm sorry.
No, you're definitely right about that. There is I'm not gonna get it. Listen, let me. If I could do that, I could do this. So let me see if I can. I always have to do this when we got 4 platforms going. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So, what has happened is, listen, so this is going to be tough. If we could measure women's empowerment and all of the rights that women were given to be considered equal as men, if we could measure it and it be 100%, what percentage of women's empowerment would you say is bad for society? How much of women's empowerment do you believe? How much of women's empowerment do you believe was bad for society, for families, for communities, all of that, for dating?
85%.
You say what?
85.
He said 85%. Listen. The reason that there's some accuracy in that is because it affected a multitude of core institutions in our lives. Yeah. Men don't want to date women anymore because now that women, all of the things that made men feel needed, women are trying to go out and do themselves. They can't do all of those things, but that causes men to be unattracted to women, right?
Yeah.
It also causes women to develop masculine tendencies. Men aren't attracted to that, so that's another area that it affected. We're not attracted to them, right? And
Maybe
then
I
how the
had
children
them.
are being raised. When these women develop all of these traits of masculinity, they're more prone to have children with somebody who's not going to be around for the child, right? And that's destroying the children. So there's multiple areas that definitely did. Whoa.
It's just a horrible cycle. Bad parenting, bad relationships, bad advice.
I agree. But listen. Okay, I had to. Here's my thing. It's how women are wholly responsible. Women are wholly responsible not only for how bad the children are turning out, but they're also responsible for how sucky you guys say the dating pool is. These men that you guys are complaining about are men you created. You might not be dating your own son, but you're probably getting smashed by one of your old girlfriend's son.
Oh my God! Hold on.
You doubt that's going on?
That's some down south shit. Stop.
I know what I've hit women 20 years older than me.
Dating their friends' kids? Their aunties too? No, that's some other shit. That's like, no.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Yeah, that's been going on. That's been going on.
No.
Got any questions for me before I get back to the show?
Yeah, I do. I have a question. Are you currently dating?
I just put myself out there.
Good job. Okay, nice. On what platform?
Just mentally. Like there's times where I'm doing things to where I won't date because, you know what I mean, sometimes for a year at a time, and you know, when I finish my set, you know, I'm like, okay, it's time to have somebody to spend time with, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, what type of lady are you looking for? I think everyone wants to know.
I think everybody knows what, like, that thing is non-negotiable.
A unicorn.
Not really. Like, to be honest, I'll date a woman who is a 5 or a 6 as long as she's feminine and as long as I see the traits inside of her that I know are the last thing needed to turn me into the caliber of man that I know I'm capable of being.
Nice. Okay, that was my only question.
My girl.
All right.
We'll lock in again. Boom. What are we missing out on? Is it TikTok? TikTok is popping. I guess I don't even need that. But listen, this is what I'm telling you guys. The reason why women, there's studies behind this now, there's research behind this. The reason why men, why do you guys think, why do you guys think that African American men have been ranked the most desired group of men on the planet? People, for those of you who don't know, it's our background. Majority of people know that we come from backgrounds that kind of prevent us from being shy and non-masculine. And what they don't understand is there's a large number of black men who aren't masculine. But dysfunction often mimics masculinity. So these women can't tell the difference. They can't tell the difference. See, because masculine is a man who will defend his family. He will handle the things around the house. He makes things happen. He will stand up for his beliefs, right? That's masculine. He will provide. Dysfunctional mimics it because dysfunctional black males, they'll stand up for themselves in an instant. But it's not for the masculine reasons. They'll stand up for themselves because they can't control themselves. They were never taught how to regulate their emotions by a father, right? So there are things that are broken about black men that women are attracted to because those women don't know what those things are. That's not masculinity. That's dysfunction. And he'll whip your ass too. No, I'm not saying that black men do that. But what I'm saying is that's why black men are so attractive to women of every demographic, because they didn't even get the opportunity to skip the process that turns boys into men. Harsh times and pressure is what turns boys into young men, right? When they hustled up, we're talking about people who don't have resources. When they hustled up the money to get a car, they likely couldn't afford to take it to the shop when it got broken, right? So every time something went wrong, they had to start tinkering themselves. And the more tinkering you do and fixing that you do, the more experience you pass down, right? That's why my children know that before we take this anywhere, we're taking it to dad. Dad's gonna probably tell us what's wrong with the car because I didn't have resources. So I had to do things on my own. I had to mow yards for money to get shoes that your parents gave you, things like that, right? This is why I'm telling you guys are skipping a lot of the process. You're avoiding doing a lot of the things that turn boys into men. People notice masculine behavior. I'm going to tell you the crazy part about all of this. The more man things that people, family members, neighbors, and friends see you doing, the more they're going to associate you with a man. Right? No brainer, right? And yes, this goes for women too. Women won't have any choice but to see man traits in you. You guys have to get back to a place where, for those of you who have small children, a couple of times a week, you need to have those kids, we'll use a better word, sparring and pushing each other to the limits. You need to, at bare minimum, have boxing gloves in your house, and your kids need to be obligated or scheduled to engage with each other. Engage with each other a couple of times a week. A lot of that is gone today, and you can see its reflection in society. It's up to you guys to make sure that your children turn out the opposite of what the American government is trying to turn them into. One thing that we know for sure, fathers aren't in kids' lives as much as they're supposed to be today. We know that for a fact. You can tell because of how different the results are when a father is in their child's life. Let's get to it, people. You can tell because of how extremely different the results are when a father is around. A lot of you don't even know what you're looking at right now. Most of you don't have a clue what you're seeing in these two young girls right now. You don't have a clue. These are 3-punch combinations and in some cases equipped with a hook or an uppercut. Can you do that and be defending yourself at the same time? This is no accident. There's no way that these girls could have stumbled up on learning that. It is a technique. It is a technique. I'm going to show you guys this again. Those of you who are on TikTok or on Instagram, if you want to get the full brunt impact of the show, you're going to have to come to YouTube at The Real Stacey Prince. Listen, shout out to my brother Robert over here supporting the show. I think of a man and I take away reason and accountability. On writing women, I think of a man and I take away reason and accountability. I'm a little bit slow on that one. Unless that's out of a book or a movie. I think of a man and I take away reason and accountability. Listen, but for those of you who want to see again, let's go. I want you guys to pay attention to the girl who's throwing punches. That's her little sister. I want you guys to pay attention and tell me what she's doing with her hand every time she throws a punch. Write it down in the comments. Tell me what you notice her doing with her hand every time she throws a punch.
Stop being lazy, do it again. Last time. What was that? I was so frustrated. You hit the working me up. Yeah.
Relax.
Stop being lazy, do it again.
These are not accidents. This is skill. This was put in them. I want you guys to see the magic that comes from giving your child a father. Even the ability to know how to pop the hood of a car open and do a tune-up. There is magic associated with giving your child a father. I want to show you guys something. I'm going to let it play all the way out. I want you guys to look at how she's utilizing her elbows to block punches of his. And she using this up top to defend her face, all while simultaneously throwing combinations. That's not an accident. That was put there. But I'm going to tell, listen, I'm going to tell you guys the part that I know 98% of you missed. Look at her footwork. When you're boxing, they teach you, if you're pivoting this way, your left foot, I don't know how to demonstrate it to you guys, but your left foot is not supposed to be pointing in the direction that you're throwing your punch is. Your left foot is actually supposed to be pointing sideways. So if you take a punch, when you do go back, you won't fall back because the way your foot is positioned, it will create a stabilizer, right? But not only that, I want you guys to pay attention to her footwork. She knew how to go right and to go left to get out of danger. It's not an accident. By the time you're done with today's show, you'll see how big of a disadvantage you put your child at by not giving them a father. I want you to see that again. Look at her footwork. Look at her feet. She kicked back, getting her out of harm's way a lot quicker than if she walked backward. She kicked back. She's been taught this. Listen, I used to think that it was crazy as well, but why do you guys think you hear Clarissa Shields talking so tough, talking about she'll fight a man? Clarissa Shields is a super fucking human being. Sha'Carri Richardson is a super fucking human being, capable of doing things you will never be able to do. depending on your age. There's drills that are ran. There's technique that is implemented and memorized. Clarissa Shields talks the way she does, and it may sound crazy to some of you. When you hear her talking like she'll fight this boxer or this and this and that, I think she's a little crazy talking about she'll fight another male boxer. But she's somewhat justified when she taunts that she will fight a regular man. She's been turned into a weapon. Clarissa Shield can look at you, look how your feet are positioned, and look at the positioning of your arms and tell what the likely first 2 to 3 moves of yours is going to be and already have developed a counter for it. The reason I say she's crazy for attempting to do that with another man is because that same skill set and higher applied to a man, he becomes more than a weapon. Becomes more than a weapon. Lawless in the building supporting the show. The American black man thug look and aura is a worldwide masculine image, from rapping to swag and clothing is in Asia, Middle East, almost every. Yeah, I agree. Listen, it's very important for you guys to develop through all of the stages that are required to turn us in men. Because if you skip a couple of stages, people will be able to see it. Certain people will be able to see it. Other men who had their fathers in their lives, they will be able to detect that some skips were missed in your developmental stage. People who had their father in their life, if you have skipped some of the steps in your developmental process, they will they won't know exactly what's going on with you, but they'll see a pocket in you. They'll see a gap in you that they can't understand. Right? When the father is in the child's life, that's where the superpowers come in at. You'll start to see clear advantages and abilities that other kids won't have. A father is how you turn a child into a weapon, an accomplisher, a success story. And I'm going to say this again. A child who has had this, or her father present in her life, is going to have significant advantages that won't be visible in the lives of regular children. A child who has had this implemented in them, had their father present in their life, will have significant advantages over people who haven't. Most of the time, you will be somewhat superior to your peers. To be honest, men are actually supposed to be holding all of the cards right now. Men are supposed to be so confident in themselves to where they're okay telling a woman who's not acting right, hey, baby girl, you know what? This ain't gonna work between us. But a lot of you guys were not raised with your father in your life. So guess what you're doing? You're doing and saying anything that this woman wants in order for you to still have access to her booty. Jeez, man. What the bang, 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 daddy, bang. A lot of you don't have the discipline that you're supposed to have because you did not grow up inside of a structure. You're supposed to have more discipline that you have right now. And listen, even with the girls, the reason why a lot of these girls, especially in the black community, have a low level of respect for men, it's not because of something men did to them. They were not raised and taught how to respect a man and what the reasons are for you to respect a man. Instead, what it really looks like is they call upon men when men benefit them. If they're walking down the street and someone, a woman or even a man, jumps them and tries to assault them, that's one of those moments where they expect men to uphold manly duties, right? That's one of the reasons that you're supposed to respect men, because men are the guardians of society. Yes, even inside of an imperfect world. The world is imperfect. That's why a tiger will see us and it will tear us to pieces. For those of you who say, yeah, but the women, who do they have to fear if there was no men? That's one of the weakest talking points that I hear you guys lingering on to. If there were no men for women to be afraid of, you would have alpha women who would step right in that position, and you would fear them, and you would shut the hell up, and you would do what they would say. We're always going to have the concept of predator versus prey. Weaker people are usually, in most cases in society, going to be governed by the stronger people. But you don't want to look at it like that. You want to look at it like men are the boogeyman. Men aren't the boogeyman. Men are the reason that some of you go jogging tonight without any fear. Men are the reason that some of you go to your car in the morning without doing this. Men have civilized the world as much as it can be civilized without this being a perfect world. That's what men have done. See, in the Middle East and other countries like that, the reason that they have such a high degree of respect for their men is because their country has not been civilized like ours has. The men are still forced to carry on tough duties in order for the woman's life to be okay. So she gets a sneak peek at her Superman, and she always has a reason to respect him, right? That's why the women out here in California, every single day of my life probably, I see a Latina man who's pushing a fruit truck that's so old and beat up it looks like it's time for a new one. These people still have women who respect them because they know what that man's capable of at crunch time. When women were empowered and given certain resources, a lot of times women can't wait to tell you that they don't have to wait around to see if you're going to do this or that. They'll just call the plumber or they'll just call whoever, right? But what I like to tell women is society is falling apart. That plumber is not going to be able to do the things that you're going to need a man for when society falls apart. It's not going to be able to. You guys are supposed to be confident enough to make sure that you're not putting up with disrespect from men or women. But because there are so few real life men being produced naturally, you won't have enough men teachings to be passed around and down to the children. If there's not enough men being produced, masculine men being produced, why would you expect masculine man teachings to be taking place? Masculine men are where the teachings come from. And this is why we typically blame women for this. Because there was supposed to be nothing about a woman's understanding that leads her to believe she's supposed to be pregnant by multiple different men. Not only are the children coming out without their curriculum, the man, without their curriculum being taught, due to being raised by women, they're now actually coming out with two elements of dysfunction on top of that. Not only are they not getting the nutrients that they're supposed to be getting from their dad, they're actually coming out being taught messed up things that break them and give other children advantages over them. They're being taught how to twerk. They're being taught how to be masculine. They're being taught Cardi B. They're being taught Nicki Minaj. Well, Nicki Minaj, I don't hear her name that much anymore. But they're being taught all of the things that cause low value in human beings. There's a difference between mothers and fathers. I want to show you guys something, just how significant the difference between men and women are. I want to show you guys something. Where's it at? 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 This is bull crap. I don't have it. That was BS. But I'm going to do it. Let me see something. That was bull crap, but let me go ahead and do this.
I say, nigga, how you figure?
I'll pull this right up for you guys. I want to show you guys just how different men and women are. Whereas a man trained putting all of the nutrients he needs to put in to his kids doesn't contaminate him or break him in any way, I don't think it's the same for women.
Hey, come on out. Stand, go, move, rotate. Right here. Come on.
Now, here's the error in that. The mom can't be two things at once. She's going to have to take on some masculine tendencies to be able to engage with her daughter like this on that level, especially if she plans on her daughter going to an elite level. So the mom is compromised. The mom is compromised. Her being what men desire in a woman is being tainted. Me, myself, truthfully, I'm against women doing all of those things. Basketball, boxing, and all of that, right? I don't mean they should never be allowed to do it or anything like that. I'm saying I don't promote it. To promote that would be similar to promoting masculine women, and I don't promote that, right? Could you imagine being married to Layla Ali? Could you imagine that? A lot of men wouldn't prefer it. If Layla Ali was not rich, she'd have a tough time dating. So I'm going to say it respectfully, most men, most quality men, wouldn't marry her because she had to relinquish too many feminine traits to make a man feel how listen, it's evident because we deal with it every day. We deal with the experience of women not knowing how valuable their feminine traits are to men. We didn't know it at first. We thought that this was a no-brainer until we heard women come up saying certain things. And yet, it's the number one thing that you guys have let go of. Even this woman, this was definitely an attractive woman, no doubt about it.
Hey, come on out. Stand, go, move, rotate. Right here.
You're going to convince me that a woman like this wouldn't often give her man kickback and things like that? She's not going down peacefully. In most cases, even if she is, most people who take on CEO positions and other positions where you have to assert yourself, the woman in them typically doesn't survive it. You have to relinquish too many feminine traits to make a man feel how a feminine woman can make a man feel. You relinquished yours. You have to give them up. And those are the core things that allow us to desire women at the levels that we desire women at. But that's a completely different topic. I want to suggest to the men, a lot of you are complaining about the behavior of women in America. Turn yourself into something that most women in the world can't resist. Now, statistically, can every man pull that off? No. But what I'm saying is, turn yourself into something that is even attractive to you. And here's the kicker. Don't do it for the women. Do it because you want to be everything that a man is supposed to be. And you won't be able to beat the women off with a stick. I guarantee you every aspect of that. You'll be accomplishing two things at once. And I want to tell you guys something else. It's never too late. The really cool thing about men is we can go back and fix issues at the age of 40 and 50 and still have enough time to be able to enjoy the fruits of the things that we fixed about ourselves. We can. Your sons need to start having these chores again, too, matter of fact, now that I think about it. All of the chores will be comprised of the many elements that helped our grandfathers become what they became. You don't have to go overboard, but you can make sure that you equip your kids with a life that, well, your sons in particular, with a life that has all of the tools necessary for him to succeed in this tough world. We know the world is tough on men. And the men who typically he said, "No, we ain't marrying single mothers. Women raised by single mothers or masculine." I listen, this is going to sound painful, but I agree. Like, unless she's very, very exceptional, I wouldn't advise any of you. Listen, I'm telling you right now, I would not advise any of you to date women who were not raised with their father. She, in most cases, is going to have a low level of respect for male authority. And male authority is what is required of a man in order to lead a woman throughout this life. Any woman who, I wouldn't advise you to date an ambitious woman. She could be smart, of course, that's a plus. But any woman who has huge goals and things like that, it's not for me. I'll just put it that way. It's not for me. What's going on, good brother?
What's going on now, brother Prince? How you been doing, man?
Man, life is good, man. Tell me how your night is going.
Sure, we on the grind, man. There's no complaints, man. We don't have no complaints, man. I just moved into this new house today, so I have no complaints.
That's what I'm talking about. You been watching the show?
Yeah, I just turned it on, man. I'm really respecting how you moving, man. Trying to push the black community back together, man. A lot of folk don't see that. All they see is the negative, but they'll never see the positive at all, man.
Right.
And
Appreciate
I understand the doggone journey because I'm on it with you.
My brother, I appreciate everything you putting forth. I agree with you 1,000% too. Like, and it's human nature, but you have to evolve in order to come to that place where when you hear information that is unpleasing to your ears, you have to evolve to a place to where you can separate the information from your emotions and say, it pissed me off what he just said about men, but is there any truth to it? Most people can't do that. Most people can't do that. When a woman hears you talking about it's not the brightest idea for a man who has his things together to date a woman who was not raised by her father, the only thing that she's hearing is, he talking about me. She don't care why. She don't care about none of that stuff. So that's the difficulty associated with it. But I also say this, the ones who don't get it, they are simply not a part of our tribe, and we shouldn't be dealing with them. You see what I'm saying? You got any questions or anything for me?
I know that there's been a lot of course, we all about unaccountability. That's just every day now. Yeah. It's to a point of I've run into a lot of women that don't want to pray for us.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
And I'm gonna tell you, and maybe you can bounce off this with me. One of the major reasons after I stopped talking to them is because they'll tell me, I just didn't want you to do better without me.
I can go for that. Hey, listen. And that was just one of the ones being honest. Crazy
But
work.
after I called them out 3 times over, though.
Yeah.
And she only said that because she was mad.
Exactly. Wanted to hurt you, so she told the truth.
But I already didn't give a damn.
And see, that's what we were talking about on today's show. Men have to get back to a place where we are comfortable and not living inside of a sense of urgency to get some coochie, not living inside of a sense of urgency to be cuddled up with a woman tonight. Because listen, exactly. The same thing that the American government did to black people, they withheld resources from us. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this. The American government created institutions that would cap black people as a collective on how far they could progress. You can look it up on ChatGPT. It'll give you the institutions that are getting funding to put a cap on black. It'll give it to you. With that, created a sense of urgency in black people. So now, in order to escape our very poverty-stricken circumstances, you can purchase black people easily. If you create a cap on any people's comfortability, then you can slang comfortability to them like a commodity. Black people, we will sign all of these bad contracts. They can get LeBron James to carry a purse and endorse carrying purses for our young boys, things like that. It's all about that money, right? And likewise with women. Women drop the ball so significantly in their value to where you can see that men don't value women, and a lot of men have chosen to pull back on women. But when you pull back on women, it also creates a higher desire because you want some sex, right? You want some sex. But what women have done is they've created a scenario where men are thirsty for booty and they'll do just about anything to get it. That is a problem, and that is a serious weapon that can be utilized against you. If you have handicaps that keep you from doing well with women, when you do come into the contact with an experienced woman, she can get you to do almost anything. And she knows it. Listen, this can be a woman whose coochie has been stretched from here to El Segundo. Bang, 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 bang. Listen, I'm talking about you can't even feel it when you're inside of her. It feels like nothing. No walls at all. Walking down the hall. Yeah, just like you're just pumping air. But an experienced, advanced woman, guesses what she knows to do. Even though she can't even feel you in there. She knows how to, oh God, daddy is too big. She knows how to stroke your ego to the point to where the next time, if she asks you for $1,000, if you don't have it, you'll try to come up with it. All you'll be thinking about is this response that this woman gave you that you haven't really gotten from many other women. It's in my stomach, daddy. I don't want nobody but you, daddy. It's yours, daddy. You think a man who doesn't do well with women is going to give that up? Still have him doing anything. He'll be paying car notes. Listen, well, babe, I'm not going to lie. I could almost swore that I saw text messages in your phone and you were telling him that he felt so good in you. No, you didn't see that in my phone. Okay, maybe I didn't, babe.
You washing the car in the rain.
We know this is the truth. We've had to get on some of our homeboys about this bull crap. Like, hey, man, we ran a train on this chick, man, and you end up next week, we see you out to eat with her, man.
You ain't even got to work that hard.
Yeah, and listen, here's the thing. Here's why we know that it is psychological on men's part. Because if we were able to run a train on her, that lets you know by itself that if you just get her number, anytime you want to smash her, you can. So you don't need to buy the cow, fool. She just showed you how easy it is to get her. But because of how long of increments of time some men are going without having access to a woman, they're starved of it. Just how the American government does black people. Black people are so starved to get out of their current circumstances to where they'll sell their own people out. Look at Officer Tatum. Look at Officer Tatum. That Disagree to Disagree podcast in this situation right now with us with the 24. My brother. Hey, I came out and checked out one of your shows a couple of, about 10 days ago too. I see you. My brother got his own podcast and he still be coming by to support. I'm gonna have to make sure that I get over there, you know what I mean? Rock out.
I'm about to start mine.
Oh yeah?
Well, I teach social studies, so.
Okay. Well, you got a skill set then.
Yeah, so but see, my thing is that I want to reach the masses. So the one thing that reaches the masses is gaming. And so with me, I'm bringing it all the way back Ninja Turtles to doggone to Street Fighter 2. And I'm just going to keep going up.
Keep doing your thing, man. Just keep pushing. You got anything else for me? I'm about to get back to the show.
Man, please, it's all good. I just want to show respect to the one trying to hold it down for us, man. And we appreciate you, man, because we need that word. And sometimes we be doubting what we doggone see, and then you put us right back to reality, bro. So thanks, bro.
My brother, much love to you, my guy.
All right, later.
Listen, it is incumbent upon men to fix the broken parts of us. We about to turn this into it. We about to freestyle with this. We're still on all these platforms. Turbulence, people. If men don't do the things that are required to fix the broken parts of themselves, men have a bumpy road throughout life. We really do. A lifetime of inadequacies, a lifetime of lack of confidence, a lifetime of arrested development. It destroys a man along his journey. Second guessing yourself, wondering, are you enough? Getting manipulated by women, right? You have to fix the broken parts of yourself in order for them to not hinder you any longer. A lot of you didn't even know that some of the broken aspects of you could be fixed. But I promise you, you don't have to get them all the way fixed. There will be a difference in the fixing process. You will see improvement as you're going through the fixing process, because some of the things about you right now aren't supposed to be. Some of the inadequacies, the social awkwardness that you possess right now, you're not supposed to have that. You are a conqueror. You're a man. You're a man. You just weren't taught man things. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys. Who is that? Who is that? Shout out to Lawless. My brother said, women don't usually do well with power. No offense, I believe a woman should not be a boss. A woman should have no power or jurisdiction over a man. That's a fact, brother. The reason we know is because we've saw both of those scenarios at play. Our grandmother were better women. Listen, our grandmothers were hoes. Our grandmothers were bust downs. Our grandmothers were ratchets, right? Mentally. But it was never allowed to manifest itself outwardly. I know good and damn well you don't think you finna go over to the spades game dressed like that. Get up here and put some more shit on. Right? Let me show you guys something. Can I do this? Can I do this? Let me see. Oh, you gonna do me like that? Hold on. I'm gonna put some work in for you guys. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Okay. That's not it. So we're going to do this. Give me a second, people. I want to show you guys how men move. I want to show you guys how men move. See, our grandmothers had a lot of those traits in them, but our grandfathers were more zero tolerance than men are today. Damn it. Okay. Give me a second, people. This phone is about to go dead. I gotta try to race to prevent that. All right, people. Let me try this. And let me do this. Okay, Instagram has just got saved from. But listen. Wow. Just subscribed. Didn't know there was a YouTube page. Okay, so what I think I do at the end of my content. That's something good to know, though. Appreciate the sub. But listen, I want to take you guys back. I want to show you guys what the power of the presence of a man is. Listen, I don't typically do this, but I'll do it because Instagram been rocking with us. Instagram been rocking with us, here lately. So how do I do this? Yeah, see, Instagram has switched some things up. All right, so I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, this isn't going to work. I tried to show you guys some love, but it's not going to work. I'm going to have to go ahead and play this. No joke. What a lot of you guys don't understand, because a lot of you just naturally don't understand. When you guys see people boxing, Those are skill sets being matched in there. These are skill sets. These people are not just getting in there on the whim and thinking, I'm bigger than him and I hit hard. These people have combinations memorized. They know how to throw punches that will allow them to also have this guard up while they're throwing that punch, leaving them less vulnerable. When you have a dad in your child's life, it is almost just the absolute best thing that you can do for your child's progression. And then we go back to the part where we talk about don't be giving your children a piece of shit dad. How about that part? When the videos that we've showed you today, that is a glimpse at how magical a father can be. When in the life of a child. You know, in the Black community, this fatherlessness thing that we're doing, it's amazing how essential having a father is, and at an 80% rate, we don't have them. So basically, we can't even compete with people in society. We can't even compete with people in society. Because if they've had a father in their life, they have significant edges over us. They more than likely know how to regulate their tempers, their emotions. They're going to have some adequate amount of emotional regulation about themselves. Right? They're not going to have a sense of poverty. So they'll be less prone to being willing to do anything for money. Things like that on a small scale level. They'll have structure. They'll be used to structure. A lot of you don't even know what structure is or how impactful and important it is, but structure is the everything. Your daughters who are not being raised with fathers in their lives, before they even get to experience their own personal bad experience with men, they already have beef with men because they were never taught how to respect men. They were never given a glimpse of why you should respect men. You didn't give them their own personal fucking superhero. There's no wonder that, especially in the Black community, that these girls don't respect men. You never gave them anything to respect out of men. At an 80% rate. A lot of these girls are getting with broken men just because he's assertive and he'll tell her what to do. She desires for someone to tell her to do. She desires some of the things that her biology is telling her she missed out on. Hey, you did them dishes tonight, girl? You did your homework? You don't know what that is. That's also another form of being cared about. Even being disciplined is another form of being cared about. When your parents tell you you have to be in at a certain time, that's them showing their concern about your well-being. Whereas you have other friends who you hang with every day, who they don't have anyone telling them what time they better be in. If they want to, they can lightweight stay out till 1 o'clock in the morning because they have not many people who care for them. Right? On a mass level, you guys are destroying these children. I want to show you guys again. Kanai speaks the real, definitely in this situation, rocking out with us. Listen, if you ever want to get the full impact of how essential it is to have a father, go to that woman's page. Man, this woman could talk to you for 2 minutes and change your life, change your outlook on like. Until her, I had never encountered a witness or evidence of someone so descriptively describing how essential her dad was to her life. I had never really heard anybody talk like that. She can't, this woman, respectfully, she doesn't even like to talk about her dad because it turns into an emotional moment. She used to go, we're talking about daddy daughter day at work. She's going to have a different outlook on men than you. She saw the great aspects of men, but because your mom was a hoe, turbulence, people, even the men that your mom had around weren't worthy of respecting because your mom wasn't a woman who was worthy of respect. So just naturally, the men who she attracts are going to be pieces of shit men who you're going to get to witness. The reason that you got to witness piece of shit men is because your mama wasn't shit. If your mom was a woman of quality, she would have been able to attract the caliber of men who you would have nothing but good things to say about. She would have been able to attract the caliber of men who, even in front of you, they would demonstrate to her that she's so valuable to them that they don't ever want to leave her. There would be some wedding proposals. There would be some things. Your mama wasn't shit. An amazing woman is going to have access to higher quality men. I'm not saying higher quality men won't cheat or do something like that, but nonetheless, they are higher quality men. They have already demonstrated the ability to achieve more than the average person, so they are above average individuals, right? They are. Shout out to Miss Brenda down in the comments rocking out with us. Day one for real. See, so a lot of you need to reprogram yourselves. A lot of you need to reprogram yourselves and be honest to yourselves and admit that you don't remember having experienced anything with a man that made you say, men are amazing. Because that's not men's fault. Whoever introduced you to so many low quality men that you have a bad outlook on men, that's who's responsible for that. The person who introduced it to you, even if it's you. If you are a hoe or a bust down, or you have multiple children by multiple men and you just carry yourself bad, you're responsible for the caliber of men that you have access to. You did that. Because if you were higher in value, you would have the ability to attract higher value men. And you would have more pleasant stories. Listen, people, listen. The woman that we debated the other day, I'm not even going to say her name on here. This woman is getting, where's it at? This woman was supposed to be a woman's accountability expert. If you just read it on her profile. If you go to that woman's page, you would think that this woman has been chained up in men's basement for 30 years and she just now escaped. Nothing but horrible experiences. I'm going to do it. I'm going to expose her. I want to show you guys this girl's page. I would like to hope nobody has had this many bad experiences with even the Ku Klux Klans. Let's go over here. Where you at? Okay, that's her page. I'm going to show you guys something. This woman is terrible. Like, I wouldn't wish her life up on. I don't know what has happened to her, but it was some bad things. I wouldn't wish her life up on anybody. Okay, where's she at? There we go. There we go. I want to show you guys something. I'm going to Oh, you guys aren't going to be, well, you'll be able to hear it, I guess. Okay, you know what? We'll do this. We'll do this. You won't get to see it, but you'll be able to hear it. Listen at this woman's life experience. I'm going to go ahead and. Baby, I'm falling. Come on. I want you guys. Should I mute that? I think I should. I want you guys to listen to this and tell me, is it even possible for men to be as bad as this woman is depicting? Come on. Oh, that's my fault.
And put in your 40 hours a week, come home and pay 50% of the bills and do 100% of the housework. Yes, a woman would rather pay 100% of her bills than let's go Dutch, blocked. Can I come over your house? Blocked. Can you come over my house? Blocked. So if you're dealing with a man and he's not doing what you would like for him to do as your man, how about changing the man you're dealing with instead of trying to change the man you're dealing with?
Listen.
Make it. Oh yeah, I'm definitely looked at crazy because I am a woman who has a child and I prefer to date someone who doesn't have a child. I don't want to date someone who wants more kids or that has a kid. It's just
Something's wrong here. This is the woman we've debated with this woman. This woman has 2 kids. Now, I don't know what would make her. I don't know if this girl is trolling or what she's trying to. But listen, I'm gonna go through her stuff. I want you guys to witness a true to life miserable person.
That's not my preference. I would rather me and my child be the focus. And because I know I'm selfish in that aspect, then I don't want to date somebody with kids. And people used to always say, like, if you have kids, you have to date somebody with kids. You don't have any choice. You don't have a. Men are really getting on here talking about how undesirable the woman is, how unattractive she is, how she isn't the prize. Do you realize that you would not be on this earth walking around living and breathing if a woman did not risk her health, her mind, her body?
Look how tragic they try to make everything associated with a woman seem. Even the child, she risked her mind, her body, her life. And so what is it when other women do it? Or is that just for black women? The great accomplishment of childbirthing, which, by the way, you were created to be able to do. And also, man existed on this planet before a woman ever graced this planet. But see, when she came on the show and we had our discussion, she said she was a woman's accountability expert. But 99% of her content is men are the problem. Men are the reason why women are in the state that they are in. I want to show you guys.
Certain person on TikTok. Here he is.
I'm basically a cheater, liar, manipulator.
Continue.
But not this evil though.
Not the name.
Yeah, I take it all the way.
Every time you come back around accepting his bullshit, you're the laughing stock of the group chat. I promise you. It's to tap in. With Coach Snow, I teach women how to take accountability, stop blaming, and play smarter. Ready or not, it's time to choose better. Sis, I do not like how y'all be letting some of these men treat y'all.
You hear what? You hear what she said? My name is Coach Snow. I teach women to take accountability. How can women take accountability if they get to always blame men for what's going on with them? I want you guys to listen to this clip as well. She's almost pleading with women to have a beef with men. Women who don't even have a beef with men. She's trying to ignite something that these women don't even associate with. Watch, I want to show you guys something.
Sis, stand up. Stop being so weak for this man. Have a backbone. God damn. See him on about his way. They be laughing.
Can you guys tell how it sounds like she's begging all of the other women to come be a single woman with her? God damn, sis. I want to play that again.
Laughing at y'all in the group chat. They laughing at you. They laughing. This ain't no damn comedy show. Why you letting that man laugh at your life? Why you letting that man laugh at the way he do you? Y'all need to stop that. Every time you come back around accepting his bullshit, you're the...
How can you have so many horrific experiences with men? This woman is a 2-time single mom herself. So that means it's you.
Laughing stock of the group chat, I promise. As long as men pursue women, you will always be the prize, sis. I'm Snow. I teach women how to take accountability, stop blaming, and play smarter. Ready or not, it's time to choose better, sis. How you gonna tell her that she should get a cat because she decides she wants to wait for a better man to come along? How you gonna tell her she undesirable because she decided to close her leg? Unhand that woman's husband. Why are you laying with a man that's not yours? You don't want your own man? No, I've been dealing with this married man for about 2 years. He promised that he was going to divorce his wife and that he was going to make me the... He is the man. It is his job to lead and provide. But you just can't come empty-handed, girl. The same goes for my ladies, too. If you don't have nothing to offer yourself, why are you offering yourself to a man? Why are you thinking that... That's the mistake a lot of women make. Trying to be their man's mother. That should be your man, not your son.
And had you done what you had told me you were going to do.
You wanted to have sexual intercourse then, so what's the difference now then? That's the question.
I just said I don't want to cause any confusion. Either way, that shit brings feeling.
Been saying this what I wanted, and you've been giving empty promises.
Well, y'all got to start thinking about what you're doing before you start to do it. I done gave you a whole list of what to avoid. Now it's up to you to see those red flags.
Boy, we had major delay going on. Mic check, 1, 2, what is this? Oh my God, they said no sound on the video. That's why I don't often do that. Listen, this is the time of the show. If we have not reached our $50 a night goal, we end the show early, people. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Are we? We are $15 away from our nightly show goal, people. Where are my people at? Those of you who want to keep the show going, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's 3 people with 5 or whatever you be. Let's get this thing. Rock with us like we rock with you. But yeah, shout out to Miss Melinda. Linda said, I love this show. Where have you been all my life? Well, we're trying to make our rounds, love. We're trying to make our rounds. You guys didn't even tell me I had toilet tissue behind my ear. But listen, I mean, to be honest, it's too late for the black community, but we really, really, really do. I want to do this again. I just want to show you guys what your kids are missing out on when you bring them into this world without a father. Dads create superhumans. Moms are the nurturing aspect. I want you guys to look at their feet. Like I told you, look at their feet. Either one of those girls gets hit right now, the way that their feet are positioned out. Listen, their right foot, the foot that they're stepping with is the one that's pointed in the direction of the opponent. The other foot is pointed outwards. In case they get punched, it won't knock them down. It'll knock them back.
Stop being lazy. Do it again. Last time. What was that? I was so frustrated. You hit them working me up. Yeah.
Relax.
Listen, my people down there setting this thing off for 4 alarm. Shout out to my people over here. Agree to Disagree podcast. My brother said keep on going. Mother. No, we cannot have Zelle. We only have Cash App, PayPal. Yeah. But listen, I want you guys to understand how significant the importance of having a father in your life is. Like, it is the ultimate shortcut to so many things. It just is. It's the ultimate shortcut. I'm going to break down what I mean when I say shortcut. People who were not raised with a father will spend 3 to 15 years trying to figure out something your dad taught you with words. Dads are the pretest. Life is tough. See, we all know why pretests are invented. To give you a brief rumble, with the beginning stages of the test. Because we know what happens. Usually, when you run straight into the rumble unprepared, you're typically not going to be the victor. And that's how a lot of young boys and young girls are having to deal with life and experience life through trial and error. Do you know how many people somebody walked up to them and in their face because he didn't know that calling a grown man a bitch was a no-no? Those are the things that dads teach. My heart truly bleeds for all of the people who were not raised with a father. The disadvantage is that significant. Some people are special. God gave some people the ability to be advanced and have advantages intellect-wise, intelligence-wise, that might have appeared to have made up for them not having their father, but it won't make up for it. There's a different type of love that kids get from their father. It's a different type of love than what you get from the mother. We seek praises from our dad, right? We seek acknowledgement from our dads. Because of the respect that we have for our dads, we will do things that allows him, that incentivizes him to give us one of these. That's my boy. Okay. That's what I'm talking about, man. All right, pick it up and shoot it again. We will do things. We will show. Listen, the last 2 weeks I made like $30 doing this. That's my man right there. Okay, I see you. A dad's approval is the fuel for a child doing great things. A dad's approval and a mom's approval, even in the eyes of children, is two different things. Because we know we can almost get mom's approval pretty much by anything. You know what I mean? That's just her nature. But dads aren't going to pat you on the back for the least of things. They're not going to pat you on the back for the least of things. Right? My man, shout out to my girl. We up in this situation. Chevy kid in the building. Reed said, hey man, my mother was a piece of work. She divorced my father, but he didn't stop being a father. And I'm great. Yeah, listen, man. I think we're going to have more people talking about that. We're going to have more people talking about that. Because so let's do it like this. If having a father in your life can do this for your life,
Stop being lazy, do it again. Last time.
then what is the opposite? What does the opposite do? If having a father in your life turns you into a weapon, then what happens to you when you don't have a father in your life? You suffer weaknesses and disadvantages. When you have a father in your life, you accrue and accumulate strengths and advantages. When you don't have a father in your life, you suffer weaknesses and disadvantages. And it's crazy because we could all see it playing out in other people's lives. Me and my guys, I didn't know we were doing this, but even as early as last week, I didn't know we were doing this. I guess everybody has questions or whatever. But just in regular conversation, even as early as last week, I didn't know that my guys who I grew up kicking it with, I didn't know that they did something else that I did. I used to look around and observe the friends of ours who were raised with a father in their life, and I would compare them to the friends in our circle who didn't. And there was an extremely difference. Most of the people in my circle who were raised without a father, they went to jail. The overwhelming people who I know who were raised with a father, they didn't go to jail. They went on to college. Let me see something. Hey, this thing might touch 100%. The three names that came to my mind just then, these people have done significantly well for themselves. There's a difference. And here's what's so disappointing about it. We are up here today discussing how major of an advantage it is for a child to have their father in their life. But yet in the African American community, 75% will never experience that type of greatness. Just think about what's being said tonight. There is a thing that turns people into superhumans, and the African American community only possesses 15% of that thing. Other people possess 60% of that thing. Of course they're out competing us. Of course they're out competing us. If you really think about all of the elements that are in play in the African American community, it should become very understandable to understand why we're losing now. We're actually supposed to be where we're at. Not only on top of all of the systems and institutions that receive government funding to prevent African Americans from advancing, you tack on the things that we do to ourselves. And that's a no-win situation. It's a no-win situation. Give me a couple of the ladies up here from TikTok. Let's have a conversation. Or YouTube, it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to drop a link down in the YouTube. Those of you who have disagreement with my information or any of my information that I preach regularly, you can come on up. Or those of you who just have questions, I just dropped a link in the YouTube. Those of you who are on Instagram, if you have a question or a disagreement, you can come up. If you're on TikTok and you have a question or a disagreement, you can come up. Stacy, what happened to your father? Same thing that happened to every other person's father in the black community. What are you talking about, woman? I definitely agree, Lioness. She said the music in the black community is definitely not helping either. I think that's probably about 40% of African American people's problem, to be honest. And listen, this is what I'm going to tell you guys. This is why I'm adamant. Like, those of you who are really seriously looking for a serious relationship right now, I'm telling you, one way to cut through a lot of the BS that men and women typically go through online. In dating. If you guys would narrow your pool down and be adamant about it, that I'm only going to date people who were raised with their father in their life, or unless it's a very exceptional person, and you can tell. There's so much BS that you guys wouldn't have to go through. Do you know why? Because most of what you're going through is dysfunction. That's what it's going through. A person who doesn't know how to emotionally regulate themselves, a person who didn't have the amount of attention that a child needs when they were growing. You're going through dysfunction. You're not really going through dating problems. A lot of you guys are going through dysfunction. Shout out to my brother ZF down here over here keeping it going. You got to click the link that I drop down in the comments on YouTube. I just dropped another one. Let me see. The number one determining factor if a child will grow up in poverty is if they have their father in their lives. Fly High is a broken human being. I very seldom even respond to her. She said, no, it don't happen to every other family in the black community. Come on now. Fly High, I'm going to be honest. I haven't got on your top in a while. There's a part of me that wants to say, based on what I know about you, I know that when men stop by your house and occasionally get what they want, I can't see a man sticking around for long afterwards. Like when he releases, the only thing that I'm sensing is that you have a mixed intellect of a child and an uncooperative adolescence. People often have to talk to you like a child, like, you know, with the pointers that the teacher used to use at school, things like that. She said, no, it doesn't happen to every other family in the black community. Come on now. So I'm going to talk to you how I know I have to talk to you. I know that not all white people are racist. I know that not all black people are gangbangers. I know that there's a portion of people in the black community who were raised with their fathers. I just didn't think that I was going to have to explain that to you. I didn't mean 100% Fly High. I didn't mean 100%. And I'm telling you, Fly High, women's behavior determines how we treat them. Fly High, I just can't imagine having more than a pit stop relationship with you. You're going to make something out of every small thing. People have to speak to you like you're a child, like, oh, Fly High, I mean, not all 100% of black kids were raised without a father. And, you know, it makes the conversation kind of excruciating when you have to stop, pause, and put elementary concepts that everybody should know into a conversation with you. Come on up here, Fly High. Come on up here. Let's have our once a month thing. I just dropped a link. I'm telling you guys, listen, I know if you weren't raised with your father in your life, I know it's hard to control yourself sometimes. You're going to be impulsive. Sometimes when you guys feel a certain way, you're going to act on it opposed to think about what the repercussions could be. Ladies, you really got to learn to get a control of yourself, because when men see certain behaviors from you, it's hard for us to forget them. It could have been only 1 or 2 times that you did a certain thing, but it's hard for us to unsee that and look at you in the way that you would like us to look at you. If you do things that make us think that you're tough to do, listen, I want to say this too. One of the main things that contributes defective in a relationship, I'm going to tell you guys something that will cause a relationship to go bad. I'll go so far as to say I'll put it up there at the top. It's a top 2 or 3. If men detect that you're a difficult individual, you're going to have some bad experiences. If you always have to have the last word, if you're argumentative, if you're not that cooperative, if you're bullheaded, men aren't going to say that to you. They're not going to say, hey, sweetheart, I know I haven't had none in a long time, and I appreciate you for welcoming me over to your house to blow your butt out tonight. But before I get the opportunity to blow your butt out, as bad as I need some too, I just want you to know, like, there's a portion of you that is bullheaded. There's a portion of you that is uncooperative, right? You have to have the last word, and I don't like that. See, unfortunately, ladies, we don't warn you about that. We don't warn you about that because then you won't give us the poo nanny, right? Guess what your warning is?
Bang, 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 daddy, bang, 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 daddy, bang.
Your warning from men that you're tough to deal with is you getting treated like shit.
Dead man walking.
We're not just going to come out and say, hey, this thing. I'm going to name about 5 things that's going to keep you, that's going to make it to where you don't want to blow me or whatever whenever I come over to your house. We're not going to do that. Listen, I'm going to be honest and tell you about 5 things that will prevent me from getting my way with you. Nobody's going to do that. They're going to proceed to treat you a certain way. They're going to sneak it up on you. They're going to treat you a certain way. And a lot of you would venture to say, man, ain't shit, and things like that. No, you're getting treated a certain way by men for a certain reason. Here's what I mean. Some of you have amazing aunties, women who you just revere. These women don't go through what you go through. They don't go through what you go through because they don't behave like you behave. They don't have the reputation that you have. And therefore, they don't have to go through the things that you have to go through. But you're going to keep going through them. Because even as men continue to prompt and tell you about the things that you need to fix about yourself, if that's not good enough for you, you got to have the last word. You have to argue. You know, one of the biggest blessings that men capitalize off of that women don't know how to capitalize off of? We really do listen to the bullcrap things that you say about us, and we try to adjust those things. The things that we tell you guys about yourselves, not so much. Not so much. You try to argue us out of our opinion of you. And our opinion is formulated through a series of events. That's the disadvantage that you're seeing take place in society today, where men have the advantages of dating that women don't have. Because the things, when you talk about how poorly we dress, when you talk about our breath stinking, when you talk about how short we are, we listen and we make adjustments. Women, on the other hand, we have all of these podcasts, we have all of these shows, and not only that, some of us have sisters that we've tried to pull to the side and check and do things like that. You guys don't absorb the critique that we push your way. Instead, you try to make an argument that will force us to believe that those qualities, that those traits that we're accusing you of aren't as real as we believe. Thus, you never get rid of the bad traits. You just carry them on for other men to see, which will make other men treat you the same way that we treat you. Right? Which is why It doesn't matter what city or state. Single moms typically get treated the same unless they have pleasant and feminine behavior. For the most part, single moms, no matter what state or city that you're in, they get treated the same. Because how you present yourself to men is how men treat you. It doesn't matter if you can formulate an argument right now, right? It doesn't matter if you can formulate an argument right now that will create the allure that I'm wrong. City to city and state to state, the same repercussions are landing consistently. I got to read this. She said, Stacey Prince, I can only go off of what you said. What happened to my father is what happened to every other family in the black community. You speak in absolutes. S. Lock over here rocking out with us with the $10 cash app. I appreciate the love. So you're basically admitting that I have to talk to you like a child. I guarantee you that other people don't believe that I believe 100% of black women are wretched and ghetto. You know what, Fly High? I think me and you need to be in an internet relationship. I think me and you need to be in an internet relationship and keep people updated on how it's going with the progress and things like that. I think I'm going to start 3 public internet relationships and give my subscribers updates on how the relationship is going, maybe some video content on it. Because women really just need to be governed. They won't even say half the stupid shit that they say if they're used to being around the structure of a man. If when we are in private, I correct you about, hey, don't put your foot on nobody's couch or da-da-da-da. Well, in public, she won't do that. It's a tough job dealing with a woman, I'm going to be honest, but, you know, it's the price that you have to pay for the value that comes with a woman. Said, my daughter's mom stay with an argument cocked and ready to go at all times. I'm telling you, man, that's some bull crap to be around. I guess what I'm asking is, why did your mom become the bad guy for your father cheating or for your father being absent? She didn't become the bad guy until she starts complaining about being a single parent mom. Other than that, my dad neglected me. But you don't often hear men running around complaining about being lied upon for stuff like that. Locke, what's going on, good brother?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Man, life is good, man. Tell me how your night is going.
Hey, it's going all right, man. I can't complain, man. I love your show. I love what you do, man.
I appreciate the support, man. I appreciate the support. You been watching the show tonight?
Yeah, been listening.
Listen, let me ask you this, man. We know how important a father is to a child's life. We know. I guess what I don't understand is how a father. We can't hear you, brother. You got something in the background.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I
Can you hear me
guess
better
what I
now?
don't. Yeah, it's better. I guess what a lot of people don't understand is how can something. It's basically like having one of those pop, 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 but you never go purchase any bullets, right? Well, what's the
Right.
use of that thing? What's the use of it, right? It's the same. If a father enhances children's lives so much, how come black women haven't caught on to it yet? It's like they could care less about it. It's like not having a father for their child. It's nothing to them. But the rest of the world views it like an atom bomb. You ever thought about that?
Yeah.
It's like
It
they could
just
care
seems.
less about it.
Yeah, it seems like the black women, they just act like it's like they've been pampered and told that they were the queen of everything,
Yep.
and they don't have to listen to nobody.
Yep. Did a lot of
And
damage right there.
nothing they say or do is ever wrong.
I agree. And that alone, that mentality will allow a person to believe that the moves that they make are never really wrong. You know what I mean? And when you move like that, you interfere with other people's lives too. Your children.
It's true. But what you were saying earlier, you said you think it was like 40% of the music. I think it's even higher than that, man. The
I go.
music is really got
I'll go for that. I'll go for that.
that music. This music has got to be stopped, man.
I agree, bro. Like at this point, bro, at this point, the powers that be literally have one of these to the black community.
Yes,
We are
and
remote controlled.
the same thing that they did to the black men in the '90s when they turned us into wanting to be thugs and drug dealers
Yep.
and womanizers. They've now turned their gaze on the women, the young girls. They're through. They're through with us. You
Hey,
know.
brother, hey, what you just said, I have never encountered a situation where somebody came up and articulated thoughts that I had been previously having so accurately. Listen, just last week, brother, I said to myself, I was thinking about what they did to us with NWA, with all of the pop, pop, pop. I got that burner, what they did to us. And I said to myself, it's like they left us alone.
Yeah, they're done with
Jump
us.
on the women with the ferociousness.
The women are being targeted right now, and they're targeting them to hurt us.
Oh, it's very effective too. It's very accurate and it's
Yes.
very effective. They got these women talking about where all my scamming ass niggas at. Well, men love women and we have to have sex. So you spread that message around and it will have some boys doing things that isn't even in this boy's from the suburbs. But here he is packing a little
That's true.
80, you know what I'm saying?
That's true. But then,
And they like that.
the girls gotta. But then the girls gotta understand that if you getting a scamming ass this and that, well, what do you think is going to come out of that with him?
Some
If
circumstances.
he got money to blow and give you money, you don't think he's going to give other girls money and be doing the same thing with other girls? If he's
Listen, not,
scamming, he doesn't have a job, a career, so he's just going to be another baby daddy that's gone once the scamming is over.
but listen, not just that. Let's talk about when you got that scamming ass nigga and
He
now it's
scammed
time.
you.
Listen, now it's time for the people who don't got no money to hog tie you and your kids until you tell them where his safe is at.
Yep. Yep.
Let's
Putting
talk
yourself in
about when it's
jeopardy.
listen, let's talk about when it's time for the feds to come get him.
Yep.
But see,
Yep.
when that side of the coin flips up, that's when they get online and they discard the man, down talking the man and all of that for whatever he got them into. You was with the program until the feds came and got him. You was spending that money and everything. You was reaping the
Yep.
benefits. ZF,
Yep.
Hey, what's up, Stacy Prince?
what's going on with you, good brother?
Oh man, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Sitting here with a glass of scotch, peeping the conversation.
My man's. What's your thoughts on the show?
See, this is one of those things, right? Where, okay, we got viewers this time. There's 55 people in here right now. But when you talk about the men, where's all the comments at? You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing: most of the viewers are men, and most of the viewers ain't got no pushback. Why? Because you're telling the fucking truth. But yeah, fathers are extra important. Do you know the different path my life would have taken
I'm telling
if I'd
you,
have
man.
if my dad was there? Like big turning point in my life.
Yeah.
I'm 18 years old. West Point Army Academy in Troy, New York. The West Point. Not the fake, no fake one. The West Point. Asked me if I want to go. I turned them down because I didn't have the emotional capacity to make it through. And I knew that about myself.
Stacy.
Villain.
I knew myself but I didn't know how
How's
to
it going?
fix myself. I knew myself, but I didn't know how to fix myself.
Right.
Especially at 18. And I knew that I didn't have the emotional capacity to make it through 4 years of West Point. Now, I would have been an Army officer with a free degree, with a free bachelor's. I couldn't regulate myself emotionally. I had to pass that up.
Exactly. That's how
You know what I'm saying?
Happens.
And because
get it out, ZF. What's going on with you today? You been drinking?
Absolutely. But shout out to my mom. She did the best she could, but she couldn't teach me how to regulate my emotions.
Right. And listen, it doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't matter why we are inadequate. The problem arises when our inadequacies turn up in our lives. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter who did it, who's responsible. Like, I'm messed up behind this, right? And my path through life is going to be more difficult. Give me a second, ZF. Villain.
Hey.
Tell me how your night is going over there.
It's good.
Listen, you been paying attention to the show or you just getting here?
I just got here.
Okay. I have a question for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important do you think it is for children to have their fathers in their lives?
100.
I agree. Damn, what is going on? What did I do? I really do this? Don't do this to me. Okay, you said,
no.
She said 100. Okay, so if it's that important,
100%.
if having a father in your life is that important, what does that say about a community that doesn't have them at a 70% rate? We are supposed to be as messed up as people see. We're supposed to be this messed. We are. Are you guys here?
Oh yeah.
I hear you now.
Yeah, we're supposed to be that messed up. My question to you, Villain, is why does it seem like women it's absolutely not a big deal to a woman that who she gets pregnant by is a person that is likely going to be in the child's life. In the black community, that father stuff, that is nothing. Girl, he fine. And that's all it took for her to see a fine nigga at the club and they're smashing that same night. My question to you is, do you think that African American women see any value in men being present in their children's lives?
No. And I think that stems from how they grew up and what they saw their moms do. So they're just repeating the same things from their parents, from their mom and their household.
Right.
Probably, Yeah.
I mean, but okay.
They don't think it's important. And it's very shocking to me, but.
Well, the issue that I take up with that is this. We have podcasts and all types of information today. So surely to God, you stumbled up on some information that suggests it's important for children to have fathers. But yet we're seeing this thing happen at an epic rate. I'm talking about, listen, we're talking about 4 generations here.
Because they're messed up by the lack of their fathers. They don't even understand that their choices and things they do is because of the fact that they don't have that.
That is a very valid point. That is a very valid
And also, Stacey, can I add something?
Go ahead.
They don't actually just bump up on this stuff on the internet. This is all set up on algorithms.
That's real.
If you're not already looking at information and stuff like that, that's the only way to come to your phone. If you go grab somebody else's phone, their information they're getting is totally different from the information you receive that's coming to your phone. And it depends on what they like to see.
And the truth of the matter is, most of the women who we're talking about, they've already went out of their way. They've already let the algorithm know, I don't want any of
Right.
the stuff that is related.
Right.
Accountability. Don't send
Don't show me that. Get it out of here. Get it out of here.
Like, oh, I tailored my algorithm to, you know, what I like. They're like, oh, I tailored my page, my For You page.
You said you
can
did.
does that automatic? Well, tries to automatically, but yeah, you can definitely like control how like the things they like, how long what they like. You can tailor like what is brought to you. By how
Right.
with it. Absolutely. Hey, Stacey, but look down in the comments. There's always somebody making fucking excuses.
You know that. Right? You know that.
But the one that stands out to me, right? The one that stands out. It says, stop blaming your absent father for your shortcomings. I was a kid. What, I'm supposed to raise my
That's
myself?
crazy that a grown adult said that.
I'm just saying. I was a kid. How am I supposed to learn it if nobody teaches it to me?
Listen,
Kids,
but listen.
You think kids just come out? Do you think kids just come out the pussy knowing every goddamn thing? Hell no. That's why you gotta tell a kid.
ZF, you gonna get us kicked off. You gonna get us kicked off of here, ZF. Hey, you gotta watch your words. Hey, hold on. You guys gotta watch your words. You get us kicked off of here.
Oh, right. My bad. But I'm just saying that's why you gotta tell kids don't touch the stove. The stove's hot. They're not born knowing that stoves get hot. What the hell?
Yeah. What you saying, Villain? Villain, matter of fact, you got a page on Instagram?
Yes, I do.
Have I been in your DM?
No.
No, not like that. I'm talking about for a collaboration. There's a girl.
Oh, no.
Okay, there's a girl on listen. This girl is a monster. For real. And her name is, what is it? The something villain. Listen, she's about that work. Like, and the issue with that is this. I don't really even want to delve off into it, but I will say this. If you can't acknowledge that you have a problem, it will never get fixed. And therefore, all of the things that you're all over social media complaining about that keep entering into your life, all of those things that you're complaining about, they are going to most likely chronically happen throughout the rest of your life. Because the thing that is causing those issues, you haven't stopped doing it. That's your issue.
They don't even want. I always say this, like, women don't take the time and sit down and say, how did I contribute to the destruction of relationships? Or it's always the man did it, this person did it. Like, a lot of the times, yeah, you have to change, but they don't even see that their thought processes are backwards. Like, you don't have to do this because society said, like, you don't have to move this certain way because you feel like, it's just, I don't understand, like, the disconnect.
I think the disconnect, people who might have been raised around a masculine figure or something like that, they can see the that we're trying to make and things like that. But I think the clash is this, and this is crazy. I don't know how accurate it is, but I believe the clash taking place, and we'll just narrow it down to the black community. I believe that the clash that is taking place today, I don't think it is amongst men and women. I think it is amongst functional people and dysfunctional people. I believe the huge bulk of the pushback that we're receiving, it's coming from dysfunctional mindsets. I don't think it's coming from Cosby kids, people who were raised in two-parent households and things like that. Because the people who were raised in two-parent households and who have had an intimate relationship with their dad in their lives and things like that, what they're hearing from us isn't their first time hearing it. These are concepts that they were raised and brought up on. The women who were raised out a father figure or any type of masculine energy, these are the women who are giving us so much pushback on social media. The reason that they're giving it to us is because what they're hearing us say sounds foreign to them. They're not used to hearing these things said. And that's what I think that's what we're going through.
It's the opposite of what their mom said.
Yeah, we're going through dysfunctional people and functional and medium range functional people are not seeing eye to eye because they share different beliefs, they share different information, and they take different things offensive. Women who are dysfunctional, if you tell them that they're not supposed to be getting trains ran on them, they'll say you're bashing women, right? You're going against their creed, right? You're going against everything. especially African American women, I call them pleasure junkies. Anything that brings them immense amounts of pleasure, it is their God. They worship it and they will do anything to achieve it.
And it's the music.
Pattern. The more you do something like habits and all of that play a role in your life, and also if you constantly do so, you cannot expect a different outcome when you're constantly doing something negative. Your brain processes and does things through pattern. That's how you meet certain people and go through certain things in your life.
I agree.
You need to change that. Yeah. So, but Stacey, do you think this is something that can be fixed though, or is it like how? Because I see a lot of discourse between men and women a lot of times, and it's like both sides are not hearing, or sometimes the men are hearing but the women are refusing to hear for some odd reason. It's like, how do we connect the two? Because I'm all for love. I love love, and I hate like seeing so much black men.
I agree. I think the amount of damage that has been done, it requires one and only one thing, in my opinion. I don't believe that there's no man-made that can't be fixed like that. I believe in order to even get the black community even at a 30% mark of unity, there's going to have to arise a small number of black men who have devoted themselves to God and are walking side of the guidelines of God. It's going to take that for those men to establish themselves and present guidelines for us to follow. Nothing outside of that is going to take that strong of a force in action. These men are going to have to be backed by principles. They're going to have to be backed by principles, which I find strongly the most accurate in our faith, right? These men are going to have to be standing firm on principles associated with their faith, and they're going to have to be executing it so effectively to where it causes a mass of other African Americans to believe in them enough for us to rally our resources together, for us to rally our finances together and things like that, and create a community, even a small community, even only 10% of us, create a community where only certain things are even tolerated. Until we create an environment that has healthy air for us, we will continue to suffocate, which is what you're seeing in society today. If you look inside of the corridors of the African American community, you see suffocation. You see us barely hanging on, even from an economic standpoint. We're barely hanging on. Out here in LA, you can see it very, very, very vividly. You see how African American people are all in the lines at these other people's restaurants, at these other people's food trucks and these stands, but we don't have any lines of our own. We are wholly dependent upon other races. That's an issue because it can be weaponized against us, right? So until it's going to require a group of African American men who stand on firm on their principles, and their principles are so favorable to good outcomes that there will be other people from the African American community who are willing to follow what appears to be the appropriate plan. I don't see anything, listen, anything outside that, you know what we're doing? We're asking people to hate our guts to put us in a position to rival them. You know how stupid that is? That is like Floyd Mayweather. Listen, that is like Maidana and Floyd Mayweather having a fight. But a week before the fight, Maidana writes a letter and asks Floyd Mayweather, could you give me some advantages on beating you? You know how damn stupid that would be? I'll be honest with you. All of these bills that African Americans try to get passed and things like that, I think that is a slap in the face to the American government. I think it's ignorant as hell. You are asking someone who hates you. You are asking someone who looks at you like the opposing team to help you get on equal footing so that you can become a formidable opponent to them. Anybody who would consider doing that is ignorant. I'm not going to help my enemy become a formidable opponent, which means we have to go about this a different way. We have to care for our own. We have to love our own. We have to want us to progress better than anybody else wants us to progress, or it's not going to happen. And that's what I think.
Stacey, I agree with you, especially when you say like the men need to hold some type of principle because we've gone through this. I'm Nigerian, and I'm not saying Nigerian men are even they're not good in parts too, but I noticed that a lot, not even just Nigerian, but a lot of men outside of the country, there are things that they're not marrying somebody who has a child already. Right. Like there are certain things that precedents that they go by. And I see in America, it's very relaxed. Like a black man would date somebody who was a stripper before and bring her to the mom. And in Nigeria and other countries, that's not happening. Like, if you don't have certain degrees, if you're not hold certain type of jobs, like you're not getting married in Nigeria or in other countries. And I feel that, so I'm glad that we kind of agree because I thought the same thing. So I wanted to hear you. So yeah,
listen, this is a no-brainer. This is a blind man can see that it is wholly incumbent upon black men to do whatever it is going to require for us to get in better standing. It's not on anybody else. The women have shown us they're not going to do it, right? We have to separate ourselves from these group of people. And the really, really cool part about the separation is it won't be difficult for us to tell who the women are who are with us and who the women are who aren't. The women who don't surrender themselves to us, they aren't our women. The women who give us pushback on everything, these aren't our women. And I think it took too long for black men to figure that out. We're not even supposed to be engaging with these women. These women are thoroughly, through and through, the enemy. These women are the embodiment of white supremacy. All of their teachings and all of their core principles are associated with elements that we know that have taken place in white supremacy to suppress us.
Well, Stacey, let me say this.
I think that's a great question, and if you don't mind, I'd like to give my answer.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so honestly, I think a very significant portion of our community is cooked. I mean, absolutely cooked. And the ones of us who aren't cooked, we need to set guidelines to even associate with us.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you've heard about this delineation movement. I think they're doing it wrong as of right now. Right now, we need to delineate within our own fucking community.
I agree. Because we got some, the enemy is even in our camp.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Stacey called it separation. I call it delineation. It's the same thing. I'm just saying that the dudes who are out there running the streets, taking penitentiary chances for money, for women, for whatever they're doing it for, we need to delineate from them.
I agree.
We need to
delineate
from, and we need to start with them. And then I think we need to delineate from the ratchets, the 304s, you know what I'm saying, the argumentative types, all of that. And hey, y'all go over there, we'll be over here. And two of the things that I think need to be core principles of whether we even associate with you is one, will you do anything and everything to be an active father? That's one. Two, do you make legal money?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think those should be the first two qualifications.
I agree.
I'm not, are you willing to make legal money, grind it out, and be available for your kids? Because you can't do shit for your kids in locked up in prison. You can't do it.
Good brother, tell me how your night is going, man.
Who, me?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
On Instagram.
I wanted to make a comment though.
Oh. Frank.
Yeah, how are you, Stacey?
I'm good, man. Tell me how your night is going.
Not too bad. I'm not too bad. I'm just listening and enjoying. I always like your content, man. It's very, very, what's the word for it? Positive.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. How long you been watching the show tonight? You got any questions or anything? Okay.
I got on Instagram and I saw you there. I said, well, let me join. I always like listening to you, so here I am.
All right.
In the US. I don't know what time it is there, but yeah, I just joined in.
You said you in Cartagena?
Cartagena about 2 years ago, man. I had to get away from those women in America. They was just too much for me, bro.
He said I couldn't do it, man. Listen, I want to say this to the women too. Actually, it's crazy. I put a clip up about this today. African American women, they're running around, they're slandering the notion of black men dating out when they become successful. I think you're looking at it wrong. I think you should look at it from the perspective of imagine a world where men have been raised in an environment with argumentative women, strong women, masculine women, women who have to have the last word, and one day they mess around and bump into women who say, yes, baby, you need anything? They bump into feminine women. They bump into nice women. They bump into polite women. Your ass is out. From the moment they bump into your ass is out. So listen, it's not African American men are betraying black women. Two options are being presented to them, and one significantly outweighs the other. Significantly. It's basically saying you actually have a choice to choose to be around chaos, or you could be around pleasantness. That's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. When you love yourself, man, you try to offer yourself the best options, and that's what I did. I know I'm a nice guy. I treat women right, and no matter how hard I had to deal with disrespect.
Yeah. See, in America, they're not attracted to respectful, nice guys. He's a sucker. If you pay your bills on time and things like that, they think you're lame.
I wasn't selling dope. I'm military retired. I was doing things the right way.
Right.
But I'm running my own business, doing things legally. That wasn't attractive to them, man. They wanted somebody that was a hustler.
Yeah, man.
With quick money to throw away. And I look at a lot of those women now, man. They're dying to get back in my life. Now they're, as they get closer. I'm 62 years old. As they get closer to the wall, man, they coming back, man.
You better know it. You better know it. You better know it. I appreciate you coming up and rocking out with me, brother. I'm about to get back to the show. You know it, brother.
Nice to meet you, Stacey.
Likewise, my brother.
You want to know what's crazy, Stacey?
Oh, hold on real quick, Zia. Listen, I want you guys to pay attention to what this brother said and how vividly he said it. He said, I had all of the things. I had done all the things. I went to the military. It's a nice job. I do all right for myself. He said they wanted somebody who was slanging, scamming. Now, what the hell can you do with women who think like that? The last thing that you can do is build with them. Go ahead, Zia.
The crazy thing about what he was saying is that, like, in my mom's generation, that dude wouldn't have problems settling down.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
They would have been fighting over him.
Right. I'm saying. And it wouldn't have been about whether or not he's 6 feet, or how good looking he is, or how much swag he got, or what he's wearing. Good, responsible dudes used to be the shit. You know what I'm saying?
And listen. And when back in that time you were talking about, our community was healthier.
Right. And now it's all about not how you get your money, it's how much money you get. And what, like, I heard this chick, she was a celebrity, I ain't gonna say her name or give her no light, but she said, I want a man who can pick up and go on vacation whenever he wants. That dude is unemployed.
Listen.
Yeah, but where's she getting that from?
Check this out.
Where's they getting that from?
The one who can afford to get up and go like that because he's legally employed, maybe for himself, You don't qualify for him. That guy has access
Right.
to somebody who don't got kids. That guy has access to somebody whose body is in better shape than yours. That guy has access to somebody whose body count is not high as yours, whose mouth is not as rough as yours. And they don't understand that. What they want, they never seem to get.
Right, but I'm saying is it the hard working dude, the dude who grinds it out every day. You know what I'm saying, for 10 hours a day. But you know he grinds that 9 to 5 out with the commute and all that. That dude ain't attractive no more.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. See, listen. The guy who is going to lead to better life outcomes, he's not trending right now. So how the hell do you think it will turn out for the community who's thinking like that? The guy who will lead to better life outcome, he's not popping no more. Boy, this is a messed up culture, boy.
And now we got this chick running out here talking about spend that. The dude who has the money to spend that, like seriously, the dude who really has the money to just blow like that on
I just said that.
right? What
Yeah.
think you worth him?
Bro, they don't. I'm telling you, they don't see it. They don't see it. Listen, I'm telling you, they really don't. Because listen, there are several components that has come together and allowed them the luxury of delusion. Bro, listen. Now, there's 3 men up here, and I wager hopefully none of us have ever thought about this. Have you ever thought about, okay, listen. Think about this. Think about this now. Locke got a new haircut right now in a new groom, and I can see that right now. Listen, y'all know how we feel when we leave the barber shop and we know we cut up good. And listen, don't put a new outfit on top of that. Now, this is what is affording these women the luxury of delusion. Have you guys, this is the part I said I hope you guys have never, have you ever thought about how much more amazing an ugly chick feels after she puts the hair on, after she puts the makeup on? She probably does lose the consciousness that I don't qualify for a certain type of man. She probably does think she's something different.
She do. She definitely do.
That's what I'm saying. They lie to themselves. They lie to themselves because she know when she get out the shower, that's not how she looked.
Nah, but see, yeah, when that look that you have is so valuable to you, once you do take it off, you'll feel strange, but you'll probably tell yourself, I ain't gonna be away from it for too long. As soon as I wake up, I'm putting it right back on.
Right back on. They probably never. They don't take it off until it doesn't come off until they get in the shower. They don't take that shit off at night no more. Pillowcase probably got layers of makeup on it because they want to go to bed believing that lie.
Yeah. But y'all don't really understand what is really being said to these young girls in this music. I know y'all don't listen to it, but I deal with a lot of 20-year-old girls. I'm single, by the way. And I deal with, but the stuff that they're telling them in this music these days,
yeah, man,
it's bizarre. It's bizarre, and they really believe in it. And you think the spin that one was bad? They got a new one coming out. It's called the Breakup Song.
Hey, people, we're not gonna be doing no racism or no violence down there in the chats, Instagram. We don't do that. I usually just start blocking people ASAP when I see that.
But I feel like I feel like the women, we shouldn't give them as much hardship because
Bro, the
in a way,
grandmoms is dancing to this music and singing the song. The women who are old enough to be the grandmoms is embracing it. Stuff.
Yeah. But a lot of the stuff though, too, Stacey, you gotta think about it, man. The men in the 90s did this to the women because we were targeted. And we went out, we made children all over the place. We didn't give a darn about nothing. People, and these women were bitter from it. And they look back and they say, well, I should have just got whatever I could got out of them. And that's what they tell their daughters.
I don't believe that because a lot of them, the women alive today, they weren't alive then, so they don't even share that experience. They don't listen. The truth of the matter is, man, these women are motivated by whatever brings them pleasure. They're not. They don't even have. Listen, they don't even have the capacity to look back and be bitter about anything that was done because they're only focused on the right now. They only focus
Right.
what the next phone call will bring them. They don't care about history, brother.
But that's a woman's nature, though. It's all emotional.
No, it's not a Proverbs 31's woman's nature. Proverbs 31 woman, she's preparing things. This woman got canned goods stocked up and all kinds of stuff. And
That's under the right guidance.
not only
That's under
that,
the right guidance.
hey, that's what I was about to say. Not only that, a real woman, she's going to attach herself to a man because she knows that that's her position.
Right.
Women,
But the ones that are
talking about
not,
I don't need a man. These are many versions of monsters, man.
Stacy, I saw a video. Dude wasn't even talking about women. Man, he went up to this young black girl. Well, she wasn't a girl; she was grown, but a young black woman, and asked her, "What's the best thing about black women?" Her immediate answer: "That we don't need no nigga." What is you talking about? He didn't even ask y'all if that's the best thing about you. You cooked.
You ain't lying.
and most of them that's saying that are on assistance.
Yeah, and see, so those are lies that they are passing down, like with the assistance still on welfare, but when they get their income tax check, they go get one of those economy class Mercedes Benz and things like that, and they pass that illusion down to their daughters and things like that. Listen, bro, the honest truth, man, the women are for sale today, like literally, like
Oh yeah, most definitely.
they won't even
It's
get
all
offended
transaction.
if you proposition them with money. They won't get offended. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if you say things the right way,
Yeah.
little mama, I'm not.
Oh, I know, definitely.
I'm not gonna lie, little mama. You cute as all outdoors, but I ain't looking for nothing serious right now. I'm just looking for somebody, I can make her life easier from time to time, and she do the things that a man needs a woman for in his life. They will be down. Listen, they will be down for that. They will be down for that. They listen. They're all over social media. They don't lie about it.
Oh, there you go. I was gonna say TikTok just
Listen,
lost audio, but there
for
you
a
go.
time, we experienced a time in our community where a woman would slap you in the face if you propositioned her like that.
Yeah.
Bro, that is over with. You understand me? That is gone. These women telling you straight up. So we had a cute young lady come up on the show like a week ago. And when you hear it coming from a little cute woman, man, you kind of understand that. No, she's serious. She speaks for a lot of people. She said that a man who has the bag, she'll tolerate more cheating from him than she will a man who's a manager at a plant. So basically, you're for sale. You're for sale. Hey, people, I'm about to get up out of here, man.
That's the crazy part because we've been telling them that for a long time, right? Kevin Samuels was telling them that 5 years ago that hey, this dude with this money you talking about, you know what I'm saying? He probably gonna dip out every once in a while. They went ballistic, but now you got this one up here saying, well, if you got enough money, you know what I'm saying? That's wild.
Hey, I say this, stand on it. Hey, man, I'm about to get up out of here, guys. I appreciate y'all coming up, rocking out with me.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
You know what it is, man.
All right, Stacy. Be safe, stay dangerous, man.
You know it, brother. I appreciate you always. YouTube editor and graphic designer. Baby, I'm calling. Oh, he said he wanted to give his opinion. All right, people, I appreciate you guys coming up here and rocking on out with us. We are most definitely about to get up out of here. I have not got no exercise in today. and my body's calling for it. And we are out of here, people. Hey, listen, I want to give. Hold on. Where's this at? Let me see. Where is it at? You guys remember this? We hit 30,000 subscribers last week, right? We're about to hit 40. Salute to all of my day ones and my stay ones who rocked out and kept on supporting the show. You know what it is. And we out of here. GMG, you do editing? You're an editor? If you are an editor, jump in my DM. I got some people I'm interviewing right now. Yeah, though our numbers are getting pretty heavy, so I'm looking for an editor right now. So yeah, go ahead, jump in the DMs and, you know what I mean, have your page on private to where I can see some of your work or something like that. But without further ado, we are out of here.
Say good night to the bad guy.
Welcome to Death Row.
Never talk to me like that again. You hear me? Huh?
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Get over here! Tragic! She belongs to the streets. She belongs to the streets.
My doctor has notified me that I'm morbidly obese.
What kind of stupid-ass question is that?
You fucking crazy, man. You
fly high in the
insane.
building.
Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
Many have wondered why Satan was played by a woman in the Passion of the Christ.
You fucking crazy, man. You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
What kind of stupid-ass question is that?
Can't believe you say no funky shit like that. Next time you hear grown folks talking, shut the fuck up, here. Goodbye.
It's an evil world we live in.
Resist the unclean spirit.
Prince of Lies!